lost all control. Her gravity is all that I know. She's over me. She's over me. She caught me with her hypnotic dance. She holds me here with only a glance. She's over me. She's over me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, hello. How you been? You remember me? I'm Brent Thomas, and this is the Paranormal Portal. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to all of you who are coming in to see the show, and thank you to all of you who are here already. And thank you. And thanks for remembering the show, most of all, because it seems like it's been forever. And this is the longest break I think I've ever taken in the history of the show. Mm-hmm. And yeah. And I'm back. Yeah. We're back. And by we, I don't mean just me. I mean my good friend and co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard.
Hola, siete, ¿cómo está?
Hey, you better re-aim.
Re-aim? What's wrong with it?
I don't know. You're kind of look. Well, no, I guess it's okay. You're okay. That was some pretty good Spanish, though. You kind of threw me.
Did we all of a sudden start speaking Espanol?
Don speaking in tongues, literally. But welcome back, brother. How's everything going for you?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good. I actually got a good day of whatever I wanted done today done, and it was awesome.
Everything's done that's done, and everything not done is still not done.
My barbecue grill is ready to go, though. I've been barbecuing, but I just had to break out the power washer and get it all done up and cleaned up, and that back porch, got all that done. It was nice.
It's nice. Now a throne to meat.
It is. It is the altar to the ever-loving beef.
It's the meat altar.
The meat altar.
Don's prepped his meat altar, ladies and gentlemen. So he's now in service for another full season of grilling adventures. But
I mentioned that to my boss, and she looks at me and she goes, "Barbecue season? When does it end?" Ooh. I was like, "What do you mean?" I said, sometimes it's too cold to, you can't. She goes, "Buy a welding blanket." I'm like, "Oh, yes, of course."
What is a welding blanket?
It's a blanket you put down. It's like 6x8, right?
Yeah.
And it's this thick welding blanket that you put things on, that you're welding because it won't burn through.
Oh.
Well, your barbecue grill's not going to get up past 500 degrees, and if it does, you're doing it wrong. Trust me. And so you could throw a welding blanket over it during the winter to keep all that beautiful smoke and heat and yumminess in.
Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. You heard it here on the portal first. That's not paranormal, but it's definitely not normal. But in a good way. I think grilling around the year-round is a good thing.
I think grilling around is just good. I should get just grilling around.
Just grilling around. Yep, absolutely. But welcome, everybody. If you're new to the show, thank you for giving us a shot and checking us out. This is not a Food Network show, as it may sound like.
It's a food porn show.
It's not food porn. However, we're both a little girthy, and we like our food. So it does bubble up.
Thank you, Les. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, what did Les say?
He said don't buy a cheap one. The fiberglass will flake off.
Ooh, creepy.
Actually, my boss says buy this one. I said, okay, I'll buy that one.
For perfect. So
apparently her husband's a competition griller, so what can I say?
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, please.
Hey,
welcome to the Paranormal Portal.
Jesus. Don's starting a new show, The Grilling Portal. It'd probably go viral. But anyway, welcome to the show. This is our show of all things paranormal, and we discuss it all. And tonight we got kind of a creature feature. We got a lot of things cooking of different cryptids and creatures that are out there, or believed to be out there. And, of course, it's nothing but fun and adventures here on the portal. So welcome, everybody. Good to be back. It was too long, but, you know, it was also a good thing. It needed to be done. And, otherwise, who knows what would have been going on now.
We needed to breathe.
Yeah, breathing is good. And it was definitely a decompression. So thank you for all of your patience out there. Literally.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of your patience out there for sticking with us and waiting patiently until we got back. But this is it. We're back. So I hope you're ready to be entertained, because we're going to do our best to entertain you. As always, the phone lines will be open through the show, but wait a little bit. Let us get our wheels on the dirt here when we're first starting, and then we'll certainly entertain phone calls. If you have something paranormal of your very own to share, we'd love to hear it and have you be a part of it as well. So with that in mind, and of course so much more on the other side here, I hope you're ready, because it's going in. Well, it's time to get creepy or spooky. What is it, creepy or spooky?
Spooky.
Time to get spooky. Boom. And with the boom, we are back at it. A special thank you because we got some fun in the mail. And I'll give you a hint where it came from.
Drop bear?
Is that a koala?
That's a drop bear.
That's a koala bear. That's a drop bear, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fun size drop bear. They get a little bigger, but yeah, this is a drop bear, otherwise known as koala, and one of the most notorious cryptids in Australia, which is where tonight's package of fun came from.
Which is awesome.
And dun, 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 dun. Wow, that was a bigger reach than I meant. We got some Yowie Central hats, baby. And these are beautiful, sexy things from our good friend Sarah.
Sarah Bigwell.
Yep, she sent them over from Australia.
Yes, she did.
I was a guest on her show, and she's going to be an upcoming guest on ours. But what a very cool thing. Don, you're sporting the beanie.
I got the beanie.
Don's got the beanie on tonight. This is the trucker hats. These are awesome, really nice, beautiful. Thank you so much, Sarah. We love you, and we really appreciate the hats. Yeah,
little love from down under.
I love getting love from down under. We love down under love.
Wow.
That went totally inappropriate, but that's really cool. Thank you so much. And we will wear them with pride. Of course. So, Don?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
News?
Let's check out the news.
Sweet.
All right, folks, welcome to the Paranormal Portal News Desk. I'm your news host and anchor as well, Brent Thomas, and joined here by my news co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard.
That'd be me.
And we are going to get into some news, some paranormal news. And it's not always paranormal, but it's definitely not normal. Whatever gets on the news comments here, hopefully you'll enjoy it. And the first one I got, I don't know how this happens, but I'm absolutely frightened of this. I don't know what that means, but I thought we would get into this. Yeah, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because our first article tonight comes from unexplained-mysteries.com, And it's a Russian man was trapped on a Chinese TV show. I don't even know what this means. I didn't read it ahead, so we're going to read it.
Chinese and Japanese TV shows are just weird.
Well, yeah, they definitely have a different type of entertainment, that's for sure. But let's see. It says for Vladislav Ivanov, reality TV turned out to be a nightmare he couldn't escape from for 3 months.
3 months?
That's 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
The 27-year-old model who had been working as a translator on the show Produce Camp,
What?
Produce Camp 2021, was persuaded to join as a contestant when the producers noticed his good looks. He very quickly regretted the decision, however, having realized that he actually hated being in the show, but he was unable to leave due to extremely stringent contract terms that he had agreed to. Over the following weeks, he begged audiences to vote him off the program while delivering clearly half-hearted performances during the song and dance routines. The aim of the show is for contestants to compete against one another in the chance to form an 11-member international boy band with the group's members voted for by the public.
Oh my God, I just have to poke myself in the eye with a microphone.
Yeah, right. Please don't make me go to the finals. I'm tired, Ivanov told audiences in one episode. Over the next 3 months, he remained trapped on the show, unable to leave, with audiences continually voting to keep him there for the very reason that he didn't want to be there.
Oh God, that's just cruel.
They love to hear him beg. He ended up being propelled through the entire show and made it into the finals, where he risked being contractually obligated to become a member of the winning band if he was voted through again. Luckily for him, however, he was voted off the show at the last minute. I'm finally getting off work, he wrote on social media. Wow. 3 months. 3 months of reality TV hell. Wow.
An 11-member boy band.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, 11 members. Oh my God. That would just be an ugly mess. But I guess the takeaway, Don, is if you're living in China, if you're working for Chinese TV, don't go on the show.
Don't go on the show.
Don't go on the show.
Don't sign on the bottom line.
Nope. Just stay a free man or a woman or a person,
Wow.
whatever pronouns you prefer. So there you have it. That's pretty creepy.
Wow.
That is really scary.
That is scary. You know, that would be nightmare inducing.
I know, because you're in a different world.
Yes.
I mean, if you're in a different country, you're really in a different world. Like, you know, we in America like to think, well, everything's like America. Well, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. You ever see that show Locked Up Abroad? It's like, no,
Locked up abroad.
you got it.
That's a new one to me.
Well, it's something like that where people are like overseas and they get busted for
Now,
doing stupid
locked
things.
up with abroad would be different.
With
Broadsword.
a broad understanding of political correctness, maybe.
More like a very narrow understanding of why the hell am I here?
Well, you know, that's a whole nother paranormal discussion. But anyway, there's another kind of an update to an existing long-term legend of the paranormal, not legend, but of the UFO phenomena, and it's from coming out of Rendlesham, believe it or not.
Oh.
And this is from unexplained-mysteries.com. Another Rendelshim UFO photo has emerged.
Really? Wow.
I guess this is it. I don't know. It looks like a
portal.
It looks like the underside of like a saucer or something, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I don't know. A retired police officer has come forward to reveal his close encounter near Woodbridge in December of 1980. The following was submitted to the site via email. Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
Oof. You
want to pass that over to me and I'll read it later?
Yeah, I'm going to let Don read this later, folks. This is way too long to be a part of the news, but I will hand that over to the beard. Let me just do this. The beard. Yeah, that'll be a good one for you to handle. I like that. Thanks.
Yeah.
For
hey.
sure.
Figure what the hell? If I showed up, I might as well show up, right?
So that's got. Yeah, if you show up, you might as well just show up. Absolutely. I like the way you think, buddy. That's why you're here.
That's why I'm called the co-anchor.
Along with the codependence.
the co-hostel.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's continue on and find another one that's much more timely and easy to get to. All right, here we go. This one is the next one. And I don't understand this at all. I don't know how. I guess anything's possible, folks. And when you think of love,
oh my gosh.
Love reaches past boundaries. It connects worlds. It reaches around the globe.
And sometimes you just hit the ceiling.
Sometimes you hit the ceiling. And when you do, you might want to propose. Because, coming from unexplained-mysteries.com, woman is planning to marry a chandelier.
Where the hell did you find these?
Unexplained-mysteries.com is where I found this. What kind? This person must have been dropped on her head.
Or the chandelier did it.
Yeah. Amanda Liberty, who has previously had a relationship with a drum kit, folks. Thank you.
That was anticlimactic.
Now intends to marry a chandelier, folks. Not everyone finds it easy to form intimate relationships with other humans, which is why some people, such as 37-year-old Amanda Liberty, became infatuated with inanimate objects instead. I don't even know what to do here. Liberty's been in the news.
You started it. You got to
I
finish
know.
it.
Has been in the news a few times over the years due to unusual choice of romantic partners, which have ranged from a drum kit to the Statue of Liberty.
What? Oh, gosh.
After which she is named. Obviously, she took the name. For sure. Here's my spouse. Hi, I'm Amanda. This is my spouse, Statue. We're the Liberties. her latest conquest.
Wow.
Is a 93-year-old German chandelier named Luminaire.
Go figure.
Yeah. This is so dumb.
Wow.
I don't view them as
inanimate objects?
Inanimate objects, as most people do. She said during the interview on the Channel 4 TV show Steph's Packed Lunch.
Steph's Packed Lunch.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff packed. You know, the term animism is more common in Japan when people sense an energy from an object, and it's not just a sitting object. It has an energy you can get to know.
Really? That's powerful.
That's how I feel.
How shocking.
It's never a moment that it's never a moment that I'm not in love or that I'm in love. What? That's how I feel. It's never a moment I'm in love. Liberty acknowledges, however, that her love for objects is difficult for others to fully understand. Really? Yeah. Why don't other people get it? Oh, God. I didn't understand it for a long time, to be honest, but I always accepted myself even though I don't understand it, she said. Even now, it's hard to explain because I don't know why I fall in love with objects. I can't explain it. But I've accepted myself for who I am, and this is why I came here, because I want everybody else to accept and be happy, because it makes me feel happy and content.
Oh, my gosh. And it's a 93-year-old, too. It's
I know.
Literally an antique.
Yeah, that's a sugar daddy. Oh, that's weird. That is so bizarre. I don't know.
Wow. Wow.
There are some really broken people. And, God bless her. I guess if she's happy, whatever. Good for you. I'm glad you found what you need to be happy, but... Oh, I don't understand.
Rachel says, Paranormal Portal, the reception is going to be lit from above.
Oh, my God. That is just weird. I mean, it's just bizarre. It's hard to understand.
Somebody asked, is this the lady that married the ghost? No, her name was Amanda T.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, wow. This is Amanda Liberty.
Yeah.
And she kept
well,
her
maybe
old name.
she changed her name. Maybe
now she's going to be...
She went from ghost to, actual, physical things.
Maybe. Maybe she's working her way forward,
Her next boyfriend's going to be named Bob.
Bob. It's going to be a rug. She's going to name him Matt.
No.
Sorry, that's a low-hanging fruit, folks. Just transitioning between things and people. I don't know. Anyway, you're getting what you paid for. That's just it.
Have you really missed us that much?
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is what you've been waiting for.
Somebody said earlier, I think it was Karen said, I've been going through withdrawals. Why?
Why? Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you have been. Believe me.
Glad you're here.
We don't understand the own voodoo of what we do, but it's
oh wow,
it's so strange. Okay, so here we got. I think these are
these actual
Yeah, this is actually supposed to be.
Oh, here we go.
Something.
Right, here we go.
This is actually pretty paranormal, I think. So this is unexplainedmysteries.com. Mystery figure appears on highway at night. And a lot of people are calling this. I saw other articles leading to the same story or same topic. And a lot of people are calling them like the what are they, the night walkers or whatever, the night crawlers. They're basically a pair of pants that marionette through places. And Fresno is kind of famous for them. As well as I think they were seen in Yellowstone too, but
they need to be Fresno needs to be famous for something other than shootings. So
yeah, exactly. So here's an article about some creature. A motorist recently captured dash cam footage of a childlike figure that appeared in the middle of the road. The eerie clip was captured by Mitch Kuhn. Cooney or Kuhn, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but who had been driving along Hume Highway near Bardia, New South Wales, just before 8 p.m. on Sunday. All of a sudden, out of the gloom, he caught sight of a small figure in the leftmost lane. Believing the figure to be a small child, Kuhn's mother, who was in the passenger seat, immediately phoned up the emergency services to report the sighting. Kuhn later got in touch with the Macquarie Fields police station to offer up the footage as evidence. However, he was told that the child had already been found and was on its way home. Strangely, the police later maintained that no child had been found, despite officers searching the area for hours, leading to a great deal of confusion over the incident. Looking at the footage, it's not even clear if the figure in the road was actually a child at all.
What the hell was it?
You can check out the clip yourself. I don't think I can, though, because this is usually an error thing. But we can try. I guess we can try. Nope, unavailable.
Nope, dang it.
We cannot check out the clip.
It was made private.
It's apparently been pulled, at least from that source.
Okay, let's see here.
I found another link for it, too.
What was his name? Mitch Kuhn.
Yeah, Mitch. Kuhne.
Kuhne.
Very weird, folks. I don't know. Could it be? Maybe. This is obviously a still from it, and it really looks like a small figure. But what? I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to say, folks. But this is the Paranormal Portal. It's hard to say a lot of things. But that is very curious. Did you find anything? You're still pulling? Okay. Let me look over here because I know I saw one link to it on Animalien as well. Let me see if that actually has. Okay,
I need a new laptop.
Reports. No, it's pulled from this one too. Yeah, it's disappeared from both sources that I knew it from, or had it pulled up from. But apparently, it's supposed to look like the Fresno Nightcrawler. If any of you out there are familiar with the Fresno Nightcrawler, it basically looks like a marionette made of a pair of pants. It's like it's like this top with two long legs. And they just kind of fold and unfold and walk. I don't know. It's the strangest, silly thing. I'm personally not a big believer in the whole Fresno Nightcrawler thing, but it could be. It could be. But I will just say that, I don't pretend to know. But this has already been pulled, so I don't know what's going on.
I got it.
You really did?
Let me get it to you.
Well, I guess we're going to be able to see
it.
Nice job,
all right,
Mr. Beard.
There's that, and there you go.
Excellent. Let's pull it up and have a peek. Creepy footage. Oh, okay. Let me copy the link. This is how it works, folks, in real time. We are going to get to the bottom of this. Well, let me just do this instead. There we go. Paste here. Enter here. Oh, it's Daily Mail?
Yep.
Okay.
Right there. That's the one. Watch the full video.
Watch the full video. Let me pull it up here.
Oh, expand.
Yeah, I will.
Expand.
I'll expand.
Make it big.
I will. I got to.
Oh.
I don't want his whole deal.
I didn't see that.
Let me do this.
Homeowners, this incredible...
Oh, it's a commercial.
It's a commercial.
Gosh darn it.
Dang it. We got to get through the commercial part.
So 22 seconds. So, yeah, Yeah, I just, that's what I do. I find things.
You're the finder. Oh, I can skip it here. Here we go.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Oh, here.
All right.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, so I'm going to put it on the screen.
Yeah, let's do that.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Is it coming up? Okay. Let me just make sure it's coming up right. Okay, yep, there we
good.
go. All right, let's take a look at it and see what we got. There it is right there. Huh? I got to back it up. Okay. All right, there we go. There it goes. Where? Oh, there.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait, did it just kind of like pop out?
I'm just
Or was
clicking
it
back.
like sitting there? It was there.
You see it before?
Yeah, you can see it right
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah, it is. And it is moving across the lane, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because it's kind of starting over and then coming.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It's coming towards the median line there.
Wow.
It's not like it was a quiet road either,
No,
is it? Wow. Okay.
it is. It's just kind of like, tiny step in it. Across. Wow.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is the weirdness. I don't know what the hell to make of it. It's not. There's no motion to it. It could just be a bag that's blowing softly. Across the lane. And I know that sounds ridiculous.
Why does that sound like a song to me?
What?
Sounds like a song.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know that, but I do know, folks. It's taken a while, but we've covered the news.
The news.
The news. Wow. Let me get back to here and here. There we go. We made it through the news, folks.
MCAT says, I drink and I find things. That's what I do.
Therefore, I am. Yeah, absolutely. You do a good job finding stuff like that. Thank you so much. Because I was giving it up. And I can't say that the actual video was very compelling at all. It's just very
it was
unremarkable for
interesting,
the most part. It's just this little small thing coming across the lane for whatever reason. But it is what it is. Could have been one of those plastic grocery bags, half filled up and drifting in the night air. Who knows? I don't know. Just seems like it's a big stretch to say, hey, that's paranormal. But people do all kinds of things like that all the time. But there you have it. That's the news. Hope you guys enjoyed the news.
Yes.
And we are going to leap into, we're going to get into a bunch of creature reports in a little bit later in the show. But we're going to revisit some intuitive, people had these intuitions. And it says sixth sense when gut feelings turned out to be 100% right. And we are cooking our way through this list. And I hope this is right.
I thought we finished it.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I thought we finished it.
Oh.
Because it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's really, really a long list. But let me look. I don't know. After
A week off?
a week off, it's. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we did. Maybe.
Oh, well, I don't know.
No, now I'm afraid to do it. Now I'm afraid to actually do it. Dang it, Don.
That's what happens when you leave all those dang tabs open.
I know. I'm just going to close it because I can't.
Going on.
I can't risk it. I just can't risk it. Now I've got to close it. So never mind. Never mind for that one, folks. We're going to go on to something else here. Not that.
No, God, no, not that.
Why don't you do that article that
Do
you
that
were
Rendlesham?
Yeah. Do the
All
Rendleshim
right.
thing, and we'll keep going on this.
All right. So as he said earlier, unexplained-mysteries.com, another Rendelshim Ufo photo has emerged. And this is from Tuesday, the 27th of April. So that's like yesterday. Nice. It says, retired police officer has come forward to reveal his close encounter near Woodbridge in December 1980. The following was submitted via email. The author wishes to remain anonymous. Let's take you back to December 26, 1980, a day that would ultimately change and ruin my life forever. It was a bitter cold night, and serving as a police officer, I was on duty. I was attending to a report of a possible domestic disturbance argument, domestic/disturbance /argument in the town of Woodbridge, located in Suffolk, 7 miles northeast of Ipswich, which is in east of England. Gosh. This is written like a report, actually. I was roughly a quarter mile away from Woodbridge when for no apparent reason my police radio was suddenly swamped with interference, static electricity, and crackling noises started to emerge from it. So I decided to pull my vehicle over to the side of the road and see if I could figure out what the problem was. No sooner had I stopped the vehicle that there was an intensely bright flash of green light that lit up the whole interior of the car like a Christmas tree. Not sure what to make of it. Not sure what to make of what had just happened. I got out of the car to see if I could see possible figures out. Wow. Not sure what to make of what had just happened. They need commas. I got out of the car to see if I could possibly figure out what caused it. Not really expecting to see anything, I was completely shocked to discover a huge, green, whitish, glowing, illuminated, wow, they know how to use commas here, phosphorescent disc/saucer-shaped craft hovering directly above me in the sky. It was incredible and unbelievable, but frightening, there's words missing. An unbelievable but frightening spectacle to witness. A frightening spectacle to witness. My skin started to tingle and my hairs on the back of my neck stood up. The saucer was huge, slowly rotating, and was making a quiet soft whirring noise. As a police officer, I always carry my Polaroid camera in the boot of the police vehicle whenever I'm driving duties. It's just something that I did. I rushed to the boot and obtained my camera and fired off 3 shots. I stood there somewhat shaken and continued to view this object. I wonder if he reads what he writes. After what felt like an eternity, but was no more than just over a minute or so, the saucer suddenly and without warning soared up into the night sky at breathtaking and phenomenal speed, and was literally gone and out of sight in a nanosecond. Wow. I was left standing there thinking to myself, what the hell just happened? 2 of the photos came out completely fogged, and one showed absolutely nothing. But luckily, one came out almost perfect and showed the saucer in all its glory. I had included an original and untouched Polaroid with my email. The time of my sighting was precisely at 1:55 a.m. It really was like something out of a Star Trek movie, to be honest. Words are inadequate to even begin to try and explain just how fantastic and how mind-blowing this encounter was, and the color of the saucer. It was like no other green I have ever seen. The photo really doesn't do it justice. Don't get me wrong, it's a wonderful Polaroid, but to see the saucer hovering in the sky and the sheer size of it and the phenomenal speed at which it departed, the two simply don't compare. It was truly mind-blowing experience that no photograph could ever capture. I had a difficult time coming to terms with what I had encountered on that December evening. Back in the 1980s, there was no one to turn to. It's not like it is today. What with the internet and a simple click of a few buttons and you're instantly online talking to a support group, etc. It just wasn't like that back then. Plus, I never wanted to tell anyone anyway. I mean, would you? And especially being a serving police officer, it just simply wasn't an option. So I just filed it away in the back of my mind and tried to get on with my life. That wasn't to be, though. Soon after my encounter, I started suffering from anxiety and panic attacks and clinical depression. I suffered terrible and frightening nightmares also, and it wasn't long before things started to destroy my marriage. I took time off work, but it didn't help. All I did was drink myself into oblivion and sleep all day. Eventually, I confided in my wife and decided to seek professional help. I ended up in therapy. I had a psychiatrist, and I was on antidepressants. This whole UFO encounter turned my life upside down, and eventually I had to leave the police force on medical grounds, and unfortunately, I have never worked another day since. Wow, that's some serious PTSD right there. I have suffered with terrible physical and mental health problems ever since this thing happened, and I know for a fact that my health conditions are a direct result of my encounter with the flying saucer. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, not even my worst enemy. And that wasn't the end of it. I also received menacing and threatening phone calls, even death threats, for a few weeks after my encounter, and a couple of months later, my home was subjected to an attempted arson attack. My wife believed at the time that this was an attempt by someone to try and destroy my photographic evidence and intimidate me into keeping my mouth shut. It certainly was a very unsettling and frightening time. I can tell you this also. Several days after my encounter, a very good friend of mine who was a high-ranking senior police officer told me that he was visited at home by 3 men claiming to be military intelligence. He said he was simply told, in no uncertain terms, if anyone mentions the word UFO, then simply tell them they probably saw the lighthouse, and simply tell them it was faulty at the time. He said that they gave him other information, but he wouldn't disclose it to me. I also heard quite a few strange tales from the members of the public in the months that followed my UFO sighting. None of them were ever reported for fear of ridicule. They may sound far-fetched to most people, but not to me. Not after what I saw. One man told me that on the 28th of December at 3 a.m., he was awoken by his dog barking furiously at the back kitchen door. He said he opened the door and there was a small glowing orb hovering around his back garden. He said the orb shot off and his dog chased after it. Suddenly, it went silent, and when he got around the corner to his garden, the orb had fled, and all that was left of his dog was a gooey puddle.
Oh, jeez.
He claimed his dog had been vaporized. I asked him if he reported, and he just looked at me and laughed and asked if I were mad. Yeah. One woman told me that on the 26th of December at 2:30 a.m., she woke up and found herself in the forest, staring at a glowing pyramid surrounded by several humanoid entities. Within seconds, she claimed that she was suddenly back in her bed. I can tell you more incredible stories I heard, and maybe one day I will have more time. When I have more time, I will. For those individuals who are out there who simply think that Rendlesham Forest UFO incident was nothing more than a flying lighthouse, or it can be explained away by some other ridiculous explanation, let me say this. Spare a thought for all those who were caught up in it. It was real. It happened. Fact. End of story. Hopefully one day, and especially within my lifetime, I hope that all the information the government has, including photographic evidence, is released and made available to the general public, as we all have a right to know the facts and truth as to what really happened in Rendlesham.
Wow.
I can't mention any more names or say too much more, but a very trusted source told me that there are still many witnesses to come forward with their evidence. That person also told me he thinks everyone thinks that the visitors were looking for nuclear weapons. They told me that is complete nonsense, and that the true explanation is that the visitors had boots on the ground and were doing something in the forest, still yet unknown, and one of their teams was captured, killed, bagged, and tagged by the military and shipped out to a secret location for analysis and to be studied, and that's the reason visitors were seen for several days, at one point shining beams of light down as they obviously looked for one of their own. Makes perfect sense when you think about it. Why would biologically and technologically advanced race of extraterrestrials capable of interstellar and probably intergalactic space travel be interested in such things? That would be like NASA suddenly releasing a statement expressing their interest in caveman technology. I will leave you all with this thought. Those who speak do not know. Those who know do not speak. There you go.
Wow. That's pretty bizarre chain of events for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, he needs to learn proper use of commas and periods, because that whole third paragraph was nothing but a run-on sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But that would be disturbing. I mean, as a police officer, you're looked to as a professional in the community that is supposed to be able to deal with sudden and unexpected happenings. And then you have this sudden unexpected happening, and yet you can't say anything about it because you may get drummed off the force.
Sure. Well, yeah, that's one of those professions where it's probably better to keep your mouth quiet.
Yeah, there are some things you just don't talk about.
Unless there's some official disclosure. But at any rate, I think it's now better than ever, to come forward with stuff like this. Like, more people are talking about it now than ever in the history, I think. And that's good, because it's not just the the Snickers and look at Goofy.
Right.
You know, there seems to be more. But turns out we got a phone call, Don.
A phone call?
You got a phone call.
I'm looking at that thing right in the middle of your screen, though.
This?
Fiesta Lime Chicken.
Yeah, it's this. It's a page that I found on Facebook. It's like my food porn page. It's got all these recipes and things, and I'm like, oh.
Phone call, Brent. Concentrate.
Yes. Well, you brought me over to it. I'm just trying to justify my weirdness. But here we go. This is a phone call from area code 821. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Is this Ethan?
That's right. I'm just here to say hello to everybody. Welcome back, Brent and Longbeard.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you for being here to welcome us back. You know, that's always the risk when you take a space for yourself. It's like, well, is everybody going to be there when I get done?
Is anybody going to remember our name?
You remember us? Yeah, we're over here. So I'm glad you remembered, Ethan. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm secretly touching you guys without you.
That's so creepy, Ethan.
Touching your brain. Your brains.
That's only.
Which includes Longbeard's beard.
Okay, well, thanks for the call, Ethan. I appreciate that as much as I'm.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Ethan's our special friend. We love Ethan. He's awesome.
We do love Ethan. He's
Go
funny.
check out his tasting videos.
Yeah, he's got these videos. They're nearly AMSR videos, honestly, if you're into that as well.
He definitely has that voice.
He does. He's got that soothing. He talks so quiet and everything is, it's just very well done. He's a good guy. But I've never had a caller talking about fondling me before. But anyway,
A gentle pulling of the beard is rather nice, actually.
that's all on you, brother. There ain't enough here to pull. But anyway, we got more of this paranormal goodness waiting right here for you. In this next piece is something I found that I thought would be a lot of fun because, you know, I think anybody and everybody who's into Bigfoot, which is most everybody that listens to the show, I think Bigfoot is by far the most popular topic of conversation that we have. And many people are aware of the idea that the Bigfoot phenomena is really a very global phenomena. It's not just the U.S. It's not just U.S. and Australia. It's not just U.S. and Australia and China.
Right.
There's every country seems to have their version of this enigma, and I found a nice article. I hope this is good. I looked through it a little bit, and I think it's going to be good. But this is an article from Ranker.com, and they found this list was created by Jacob Shelton from 2018. And let me put it on screen. Wait, I got a cough. Hold on. All right, that was better. You gave me a
sympathy.
You gave me a sympathy cough. I appreciate that. All right, so this is from Ranker.com, and these are all the Bigfoot around the world from Jacob Shelton. And rather than read every little bit of it, I just want to go through these because I think it's pretty interesting. The first is the Mande Barun. I'm not familiar with this one at all, but let's see what it says. A resident of subtropical forests in northeast India and parts of Bangladesh, the Mande Barun is a race of large, hairy bipedal hominoids believed to be a surviving version of the Pleistocene-era ape Gigantopithecus. Of course, this is just speculation. The Mande Barun stand as tall as 10 feet and weigh as much as 600 pounds, and were cited by Indian authorities doing wildlife and nature surveys in both 2002 and 2007. So that's interesting because it's actually substantiated by the authorities.
Yeah, but honestly, if it was 10 foot tall, it'd be more than 600 pounds.
Yeah, I thought the weight estimate was really light.
Low, yeah.
But I mean, everything north of 200 seems like a lot,
true enough.
For most people.
Especially when it's me.
Yeah, I know I'm north of 200 and I'm working on it, but other than the weight description, anything 10 foot tall, you'd have to think has got to be cooking about 1,000 pounds though, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Well, look at a cow. I mean, cows
Well,
get
good
to
point.
1,500 pounds in no time, and they're only 5.5 foot at the shoulder, and that's a big freaking cow.
Sure, I mean they're quadrupedal as well,
True,
though.
yeah.
But yeah, that would be a big animal. So the next one is the Sewell Kalu, or the Sewell Kalu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but in Cherokee mythology, the Sewell Kalu is said to inhabit southeastern United States, specifically Jackson County, North Carolina. Its name means slant-eyed giant, which sounds awful when you say it out loud. It's probably just probably just learn how to pronounce its original name. The myth of the Sewell Kalu involves a woman who marries a Bigfoot.
Oh, boy.
So that's pretty fun. Wow, the Sewell Kalu. Oh God, hold on.
Are you a little froggy over there?
Well, a week of not doing shows, it's like all of a sudden
We're talking so much.
I'm breathing more deeply, and that's good.
Yeah.
But that's
The Sewell Kalu.
the Sewell Kalu. And now I think, of course, there's so many different tribal names across
Right.
North America, for this thing. But at any rate, Sewell Kalu. That one I don't think so much of as a global variety. But anyway, Bigfoot.
Do you need some tea? You want me to go get you some tea?
I need a
I got a
honey
nice
tea.
herbal in there.
Oh, do you?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. All right, because I actually do, probably in the
You
kitchen.
probably do.
Bigfoot is the next one, which is, everybody knows this, and it says everyone knows Bigfoot. The Pacific Northwest ape-human hominid creature. Mr. Foot measures anywhere from 6 to 10 feet tall and has never been captured by a focus camera. Stories of Bigfoot have been circulating since the mid-19th century, when an artist named Paul Kane began to relay stories from local native tribes concerning a cabal of cannibalistic wild men called skookums.
Skookums, yeah.
Skookums, yeah. And after everyone else, would they mistake this for Bigfoot? Yes. There's 41 that said no for that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was called what? What was it
Its
called?
name is Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
And it's called Bigfoot. And would you mistake it for Bigfoot?
Yes.
41 people said no. No. What the hell? All right. The Falk Monster, of course. Legend of Boggy Creek is made famous. Yeah. The Falk Monster legend. But anyone who's ever spent any time in the Northeast Texas or southern Arkansas probably knows about the Falk Monster, who allegedly attacked a family near Boggy Creek in 1971. Despite all allegations of a hoax,
Go figure.
Sightings of the Falk Monster have been a regular thing in Arkansas, with the most recent sighting taking place in 2016, when a newspaper carrier, saw a large bipedal creature covered in hair running across the highway early one morning. Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and if you haven't seen The Legend of Boggy Creek, and I haven't, so I can't really speak too much about it. Have you?
No.
What? All right. I hear that it's really worth watching because it is based on real events. Now it's a Hollywoodization to a degree, but apparently the events that are the underlying theme of the show really did happen or happened to some degree. So it's not just a complete fiction.
Well, it sounds like part of, kind of like a lighter version of Honobia.
Yeah, well, not even lighter. If you haven't heard the story.
I've heard the story of Honobia several times.
Yes. No, I think they pronounce it Honobi, though. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how, but anyway, that's just a local thing. The Wild Man of Navidad. This says, the Wild Man of Navidad is not your drunk cousin at Christmas. He's a Bigfoot from Texas. According to legend, the Wild Man was seen from 1837 throughout the early settlements along the Navidad River in southeast Texas. People rarely saw the creature, but often noticed missing food and livestock on mornings after the Wild Man of the Navidad supposedly passed through small camps and towns. Yeah, well, again, we're talking a lot of regional things here. Right. But here's Old Yellowtop. A Canadian Bigfoot, Old Yellowtop, has been popping up all over Ontario since at least 1906 and attracted attention in 1923 when two prospectors spotted an ape man with a blonde mop top and threw a rock at him. Well, there you go. Neighborly of you.
Gosh.
Hey, what's that? Throw a rock at it, quick. One of the prospectors said, It kind of stood up and growled at us and then ran away. It was like no bear I've ever seen.
Was that your Canadian?
That was my prospector. I was just going full prospector on that.
Canadian prospector. Gotcha.
Oh, hey, let me try that again. It's kind of stood up and growled at us and then ran away. It was like no bear I've ever seen. Eh? That was my Canadian.
Well, this is what it's all about. Love you, Bomber.
We do. The Dewey Lake Monster is next. Now this, if the depiction is accurate, then it sounds like Momo as well. Like the White Stripes, the Dewey Lake Monster is Michigan's lo-fi answer to a popular genre. Okay. In this case, the Bigfoot myth. He says myth. Don't say myth. Who are you? You don't use that word. According to locals in Dewey, Michigan, old Dewey is kicking around for a while, but in 1964, the monster went on a rampage. Despite a long investigation, no one ever figured out what had exactly attacked the town.
The town?
Yeah, apparently. Wow. Former Cass County Sheriff Paul Parrish said, "We investigated it long and hard, but we were never able to come up with whatever it was. There were Bigfoot prints a lot bigger than normal. There were big footprints a lot bigger than normal." Sounds like you got yourself a Bigfoot.
Something with a big foot.
Yeah.
That's not a Yeti.
It is if you're on Hoth.
Is that a tauntaun?
That might be. Wow. So if you're looking for a Yeti, you've got to go all the way to the Himalayan region of Nepal or Hoth. Because the Wampa is really just a nasty Yeti in space. Once believed to be worshipped by local people as a glacier god, the Yeti has remained one of the most popular versions of Bigfoot since the mid-18th century, when stories of the Abominable Snowman — abominable is a translation of the word Yeti — first made their way west.
How is abominable a translation of the word Yeti?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
Isn't that kind of like an adverb?
I don't know. I don't even know what an adverb means, believe it or not.
Or not an adverb. It's a color word. It's a... Dang it, I can't remember.
All right, so then we're going to the Yeren. This is China. The Yeren is a legendary man monkey that supposedly lives in remote mountainous forested regions of western Hubei, China. According to witnesses, the Yeren is typically covered in reddish hair, but have also been reports of an albino Yeren living peacefully in the region. Hopefully the Yeren never takes up residence at the Shaolin Temple. With expert kung fu, the beast would be nigh unstoppable.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, way to editorialize.
That was a great picture too.
That? Yeah.
Because he's covered all the way down.
Yeah, he's cooking a full locks there. This one is Nukluk. All right, another Canadian cryptid, Nukluk, or man of the bush, allegedly lives in the Northwest Territories of the country and has been sighted by several trappers and fishermen over the years. According to Bigfoot enthusiasts, Nukluk makes use of his tools to fashion boots or other articles of clothing and a club.
Wow.
He is also has a predilection for violence. Headless corpses found in the Canadian wilderness were attributed to his bloodlust.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it might be from hey, what's that? I don't know, throw a rock. That might have helped.
Come here, let me tear your head off.
Hey, mine box a lot bigger. Takes off heads. This might be the same as old Yellow Top.
Yeah, don't forget, he uses tools to fashion clubs.
Yeah. Wow.
He didn't throw a rock, he just clubbed you.
Yeah, what in the hell?
Hey, you want to go clubbing?
Here we go, the Mogeon Monster. We got the Mogeon Monster here. If you're taking a camping trip in the Ponderosa Forest in Arizona, make sure you pack your Bigfoot repellent because the Mogeon Monster is a hairy beast with wild red eyes, roams the area at night, stinking up the place. In 2006, members of the White Mountain Apache Nation went public with information about the monster, saying a couple of times they've seen this creature looking through the windows.
Wow.
It cannot be ignored any longer.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I want to ignore it either. The Yowie. We're going down under.
Down under.
Throw another Bigfoot on the Barbie, mate.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah,
wait a Jesus. Just can that one, will you? The Sasquatch is from down under. The Yowie comes from the Aboriginal history of Australia. Like its North American brethren, it stands around 7 feet tall, but the Yowie has one thing going for it that other Bigfoots don't: marketing. That's right, you can buy a set of Yowie chocolate eggs right now and celebrate the strange cryptid diversity of Australia.
I actually have a bunch of little Yowie chocolates in my studio at home.
Oh, do you? Yeah, they're good. I mean, I've had them. The Minion likes them. So that's kind of cool. Yowies are good.
Something else I can throw on the grill.
You just grill one up, Don. See how that works.
What happened to your evidence, Don? I ate it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful smoked in oak.
The Ohio Grassman is next. This is definitely not a picture of that. This is some chimpanzee thing. I think this was an orangutan that was shaved and tried to be peddled as a cryptid, I think is the history of this picture.
So that's a forced perspective picture then, too.
Well, it is, but they also cut the hair and tried to make it look like something it's not.
Right.
Well, or doesn't look like naturally, but this is supposedly an orangutan, which is really creepy. Anyway, who's the three-toed cryptid who's been keeping the families of Cleveland awake with its guttural howl? If you guessed the Ohio Grassman, you'd be right on the money. Sightings of the Grassman began in the late 70s and have continued into the 2000s. In March 2015, an amateur cryptozoologist recorded the eerie wail of an unknown creature some believe to be the Grassman. Oof.
What if you click on that? Would that bring up the...
I don't know. Let's see.
Open and link.
It's from Mysterious Universe. Is there a sound howl?
File?
I guess no.
Nope.
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it.
Paul Seaburn.
Yeah, it's one of Paul's articles. The recording. This is actually linked.
Oh. Oh.
I don't want to play too much of this because we don't have permission, but this is from BFRO.net. That's pretty wild. I guess the BFRO is kind of an open source, aren't they? And to paraphrase it, folks, if any of you have ever seen Finding Bigfoot, of course most of you have, they always did the Ohio howl, and that's what this is. This is, when Bobo on the show was going, "Arr!" that was an imitation of the Ohio howls, and that's where this sound source is coming from. These were recorded in Ohio, so there you have it.
There you have it.
Very cool. But anyway,
And now you know.
Now you know. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Mfir Liathmore, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's the Gray Man. And this is from Ireland or the UK, yeah. Mfir Liathmore, known as the Big Gray Man of Ben Dewey, or simply the Gray Man, is the name of a presence or creature which is said to haunt the summit and passes of Ben McDewey, the highest peak of the Cairngorms, and the second highest peak in Scotland. Scotland, okay. Excuse me. And also the British Isles. It's been described as an extremely tall figure covered with short hair, or as an unseen presence that causes uneasy feelings in people who climb the mountain. Evidence of the existence of the creature is limited to various sightings and a few photographs of unusual footprints. It was traditionally seen as a supernatural being, but Mfir Liathmore has been compared to the Yeti of the Himalaya and the Sasquatch, or Bigfoot of North America. References to the Gray Man in Scotland and similar creatures elsewhere in Europe, sometimes called Woodawas or Woodmen, date back to the 13th century and are believed by some to represent relict hominids. In 1925, the noted climber J. Norman Collier recounted a terrifying experience he had endured while alone near the summit of Ben McDewey some 35 years before. I began to think I heard something else than merely the noise of my own footsteps. For every footstep I took, I heard a crunch and then another crunch, as if someone was walking after me but taking steps 3 or 4 times the length of my own. Collie was unable to make out the source of the noises because of mist and continued with his journey. The eerie crunch sounded behind me. I was seized with terror and took to my heels, staggering blindly among the boulders for 4 or 5 miles. Other climbers have also reported similar experiences, many describing uncontrollable feelings of fear and panic. Wow. Some having claimed visuals of a huge gray figure behind them, and others only hearing sounds or even succumbing to inexplicable feelings of terror while in the area. Huh.
Wow.
That's a pretty comprehensive overview of it, but it's the proper name for the sort of Bigfoot Slenderman hybrid that lives near the peak of Ben Dewey, the highest peak in Scotland. He's also called the Grey Man because he appears as a very tall figure with long arms and covered with short hair. He is believed to be a possible relative of the Yeti or Bigfoot, and given Ben McDewey's harsh environment, it stands to reason a previously unidentified species of ape may in fact be living there. Others believe he isn't a physical being at all, but rather the spirit of the mountains appearing in a humanoid form.
Wow, that's an interesting.
Right. The Gray Man was first spotted in 1891 when explorer Norman Colley heard footsteps behind him in the Cairngorm Mountains and felt significant unease. This is one of the hallmarks of the Gray Man. He doesn't always show himself, but he makes himself known by stalking and inspiring extreme fear and panic. He, as recently as the 1990s, a group of men claimed to have seen the Gray Man while walking. The most insidious part of their experience, they said, was that it sent a terrible sense of fear and terror over them. And then there's a letter T at the end. I don't know why there's just this rogue T.
Rogue T.
All right, Orang Pendek. This is from Indonesia.
Wow.
And I would wager that this is probably going to be some form of orangutan.
That's an interesting picture.
Yeah.
Photoshop much?
Yeah. Well, it's a representation of it, but it's using a chimp's face, orangutan body. It's very interesting. But according to the Richard Freeman, an English cryptozoologist, the Littlefoot, known as Orang Pendek, is on the verge of being caught and identified in the rainforest regions of Sumatra. Freeman says the ape creature, Orang Pendek, means short man in Indonesia. The creature is said to be powerfully built and immensely strong, but relatively short, at around 4.5 to 5 feet in height. It walks upright like a man and rarely, if ever, moves on all fours. So keep an eye out for the Orang Pendek, maybe coming soon to a TV near you. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think it'll be long because there's more and more concerted efforts into researching this.
Right.
The Hibagan. This must be Japanese.
Yep.
Japan's answer to Bigfoot, Hibagan, lives in the forested mountainous areas of Mount Hiba in the Hoshima region. The Hibagan is much smaller than the Bigfoots of the West. They stand around 5 feet tall and are foul-smelling and ugly. Sightings of the Hibagan exploded in the early 70s, with everyone from truckers to housewives seeing them traipsing around the countryside.
Wow, okay.
Well, they're just busy little beavers, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
The Mapinguari. The Mapinguari, also known as the Isnashi, is the Bolivian Bigfoot many people have reported catching glimpses near Rio Araguaia. I don't know how to say that for sure. In 1997, a group of Inashi allegedly went on a 3-week rampage in Barras da what? What the hell's an X? There's an X in the middle of it.
No, that's
Barra das Garas, or whatever, a small farming town 300 miles southeast of the city of Ciuaba. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Make sure you don't rile up any of these guys if you see them at the 2016 Olympics. Bonus fact, the beast name translates as the roaring animal or the fetid beast.
Kind of a little bit of a different translation.
Wonder if that's an actual witness description.
Wow. It had this one giant eye and this huge mouth.
It has a huge mouth.
Had daggers for teeth.
Much like one of my exes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Momo. Wow. Here we go to Missouri. Momo Monsters. Missouri Monsters. Momo is short for Missouri Monster, is a Bigfoot that hangs out in the Show Me State and is said to emit a disgusting odor. Sightings of Momo began in the early 70s. 3-toed footprints were even found, although the authenticity of their footprints remains unverified. Fun fact, the Missouri Monsters was a professional indoor football team, now known as the River City Raiders. There you have it. River City Raiders.
You know, and did you notice it has one eye?
One eye.
And big giant Dagger teeth there?
Yeah, it seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
It's almost like the purple people eaters, right? One eye, one horn.
I was talking about the one above it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. It's a theme. The Wendigo. I don't know that this is.
No, I don't.
I know that some descriptions are really confusing. Like it looks like a Bigfoot, but
How many gown votes did that get?
This one?
6? Yeah.
Yeah, this got
Would
more.
you mistake this as a Bigfoot?
No, most
Nope.
people say nope. The Wendigo is a twist on the Bigfoot myth. I wish he'd quit saying that. And it's an evil spirit of the wind who inhabits a greedy man's body and uses the host to wreak havoc on their community. Despite first appearing in Algernon Blackwoods, the Wendigo, the legend had been circulating for generations through North American native tribes. Of all the Bigfoots, this is the last one you want to meet in a dark alley. According to Cree people, the Wendigo are wild giant man-eaters, and there's also a condition known as Wendigo Psychosis. It's a psychological disease that causes people to crave human flesh. Yeesh. They want some long pig.
It's a, it's amazing, but no, I would not expect that to show up on a list of Bigfoot.
I wouldn't either.
Not at all.
No, I mean, I will give him that. Sometimes the descriptions are so overwhelmingly Bigfoot
Right.
in what people are claiming is a Wendigo experience, but I think that's more to do with the experiencers,
Right.
and not necessarily the actual phenomena. I mean, there are reports of large hairy beings that have like antlers on their heads, and
Right.
but then again, there's ram squatch, there's bat squatch, there's all kinds of different squatch of ways that they're appearing that are not normal.
Wow.
Honey Island Swamp Monster is next.
Why is there a picture of the creature in the Black Lagoon?
I don't know. If you're ever hanging out in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, you might as well take a trip to Honey Island Swamp to see if you can spot the cryptid that takes its name from the area. According to local legend, the swamp monster was seen by former air traffic controller Harlan Ford, who photographed the creature and held on to Super 8 footage of it until his death. And there's a link to that, but this was, what the hell? This is like a giant sloth. Barmanu. Okay. In the mountainous regions of northwestern Pakistan lurks the Barmanu, an ape man with a penchant for kidnapping women and attempting to mate with them.
Oh, gosh.
Yikes. Yet he gone get some. That's what he says. Okay. Before his death in 2002, Spanish zoologist Jordi Magranier carried out extensive research in order to find the Barmanu and collected more than 50 first-hand sighting accounts of the creature.
Wow.
So there's something up there moving around, but I don't think it's this.
Yeah, no.
This is the giant sloth of South America that was extinct. So it's what I think it is anyway. But there you have it. That's a list of what, many of which are Bigfoot type creatures from around the world. Or at least several of them. I don't think that list was completely comprehensive.
No, there was a lot of, United States, North American on there.
Yeah.
So,
There was a lot of us. We were well represented there. But now we're going to go to an article, ladies and gentlemen, that Don helped me locate. Thank you, Don. It's coming from the Courier Mail in Australia. And this is a relatively recent Yowie sighting down there. It was initially sent to me by a listener through Facebook Messenger. And so thank you for that. I appreciate it. And we're going to cover it now. So could you find out how big is this exactly? Because I think we're right about the 8-foot margin, but I don't know for sure. All right. So this is the article, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming from, it's coming from pressreader.com, but it's Australia, the Courier Mail, and it's Wowie girls flee 2.7 meter Yowie. And this is a report from the 13th of February, 2021. So it's brand new. Sighting of a huge hairy creature in Moore Park Beach. You've got a burning throat and your belly's sore. You know when you've got a burning throat and your belly's sore and you need to stop? We just kept running through that. Those are the words of a local girl whose terrifying encounter on Moore Park Beach has led her family to consider packing up and moving. The girl who wished to remain anonymous for fear of being ridiculed, was on the beach with her sister at about 6 p.m. on a recent Sunday. Me and my sister were walking along the beach, and further up I saw what I thought looked like a man. And it went down to the beach and washed its hands, and then went back up into the sand dunes in the bush, she said. We walked up more, and my sister said she saw something all very tall and hairy, and she was like, run. And she was like, there's something over there. And then I was looking, and I thought it was like a massive cow running at us. So I just ran for my life. Whoops. Where am I doing here? Oh, okay, here we go. It was then the creature switched to 2 legs. I looked back to see if it was still standing and chasing us. And it was standing up, but moving slower, and it was tall and hairy, and its arms were long, the girl said. The girls say the creature looked at them before walking up into the sand dunes, and they described it as fast, brown, and hairy with arms past its knees, and being about 2.7 meters tall, which is
8.85 feet.
God, it's almost 9 feet.
Almost 9 foot.
That's a huge old thing. The girl's mother and her partner grabbed a spear gun and headed to the 4-wheel drive off-road car park area. Okay, that was really weirdly written for me, to see what they could find. The girl's mother says that when they got there, a woman had been loading her dogs up into her car before revealing that she had seen a big-looking man in the distance who she didn't like the feel of. So she turned back to her car, seeing the girls running along the way. The family says they have been left creeped out and that the creature was running side to side, unlike a human. What does that mean exactly? So was it kind of lunging side to side as it was going forward? They saw footprints that were more
than 40 centimeters.
More than 40 centimeters long and very broad. So we'll find out what 40 centimeters mean. But according to Australian Yowie Research, which is Dean's group, a Yowie sighting was reported in deep water as recently as 2019. Wow, that's pretty intense.
1.3 feet, so 1 1/3 foot.
Okay,
So
so
that's like 1 foot 4 inches.
So about 16 inches. Okay.
Yeah.
About 16 inches. That's a big size print. Oof. Well, that's creepy. Is that it? That is. It looks like that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. But there you go. That's right off the presses. Hot off the presses, really. That's a brand new one.
That's one for Dean and Gary and Sarah to look into.
Well, they were cited at the end of that article.
Oh, that's right. They
Yeah,
were.
Australia Research.
That's right.
Yep.
They were.
Yep, they're already looking into it, so they're on top of it. Absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what that is though. The way that it's described is very, very creepy. But it almost makes you wonder: is it injured somehow? Because generally, when people are seeing Bigfoot and Yowies, and it seems to be pretty universal between our two areas, is that when people are talking about them moving, the one thing they describe is this unnatural smoothness.
Right.
There's not a lumbering in any descriptions that I've ever heard dealing with the Bigfoot, the Yowie, with anything like that. People talk about it moved fast. It was like so sleek and quick, and it was like it was nearly floating. And they don't talk about it lumbering. So you got to wonder, was this just sick, old? Was it injured? And it was just getting to the point that it couldn't fare well off of game.
Right.
And so it was thinking, well, there's only one thing left to eat. That's slow enough for me to catch it. And generally that's us. When it comes to the food chain speed chart, we're pretty low.
Soft and crunchy on the soft on the outside, crunchy on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like we are not fast. We are not agile in natural terms. We're very clumsy, lumbering creatures in the natural order of things. So just on physical measures alone, it wouldn't take much for any apex predator, even old and injured, to take down people. That's just so easy. So anyway, I don't know. That's what it leads me to think, because the description is very unusual. The lunging side to side as it ran. Right. So it sounds like something's injured and it couldn't run in its normal smooth locomotion. It had to make that adaptation. That's, which is unfortunate that something's suffering like that, but eating people is also very unfortunate.
Yeah,
and we don't encourage that. So
Bundaberg is, I believe. Let me see. Somebody asked me what state in Australia that was.
Oh, okay.
In me, it's in confusion.
I don't know, folks.
Let me find it.
So we got a few other things. I'm going to look at the time because I do want to take a quick break, folks, because I got to use the facilities.
We're actually like 20 after 8.
I know, it's cooking along. So if you'll give us just a couple minutes, we're going to use... Oh, we got another call. Let's get to the call first.
It's in QLD.
Oh, let me get to MCAT here.
Oh.
Mr. MCAT, you're on the horn, dude.
Gentlemen, welcome
doing?
back to the portal.
Well, thank you for joining us here.
I'm sorry I left you there for so long. I didn't see that come up. My bad. I'm out of practice, obviously. But
No, that's all right. You're working. It's all right. No problem.
I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, what's going on, brother?
Oh, just got done working. I'm in Southern California, so just relaxing in the warm weather and, back to work and doing all right.
Oh, good for you, man. Everything going well?
Yeah, so far. It's warming up here out in where I live in Iowa. Winter's starting to get over with, so hopefully on one weekend I'm available, I can get out and do some investigating.
Oh, cool. Do you got anything?
Although I do have to do some. My wife says I've got to do some in the house because she's been hearing stuff at night. So I'm like, well, okay, it's a new place. Probably got something lingering around.
There you go.
Oh, very well. Okay. Well, be careful with that. But I know you know what you're doing. You've been at this a long time for sure. But that's really wild, man. We gotta put together some things for us this year too. So as soon as we can, we're gonna get some outings lined up, and I certainly will let you know when those are, because we'd love to have you join us.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Very cool.
I'd be happy to tag along.
Well, good. So how long till you're back home?
I'm going to deliver tomorrow, and then I'll pick one up tomorrow afternoon and turn around, head back, probably get home Sunday or Monday.
Wild. So you've seen a lot of weird stuff on the road, but have you ever seen any of the cryptid stuff? Creatures, weirdness?
Only once in Pennsylvania. I got lost on a 2-lane blacktop highway up in the Poconos, and a lot of those highways, they'll be up in the mountains, and then they'll come down, and there'll be a little town, and they'll have a B&B and a gas station and not much else.
Okay.
So I was coming down this hill, coming down the mountain. There was a truck runaway ramp, and at the top of where this ramp was an open field, probably an acre or so, and it was flanked by trees. And I saw something lumbering through this field, heading for the tree line. It was all black from head to toe. I was maybe half a mile away when I saw it, and it wasn't a person.
Oh,
this like I would have been able to see someone running in jeans and a t-shirt. This was completely black head to toe. Wow. And it was walking like someone would walk if they were in like snow pants, like if they were wearing heavy gear and trying to run. That's what it looked like.
Oh, okay. So do you think it might have been a Bigfoot?
It's possible. I don't know. I understand that there are bear in that area, so it could be a bear, but I don't know.
It was up
too far. I was too far away and couldn't see any definition, but it wasn't a person.
That's
wild.
It
was something else.
And it was up on 2 feet, though. I mean, it's bipedal, right?
Yeah, it was bipedal. It was walking on 2 legs.
Wow, that's wild. Well, it's probably the good thing to witness at a distance.
Yeah. Yep, I'd like to see that from far away, please.
Keep the cryptids at a distance and the ghosts up close.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. You've won Jeopardy. We're going to have a nice meeting with the dog man. Can I watch that from a distance, please? Just a mile or so? I'll just watch it through binoculars. That's cool with me.
Send me a picture. I'm good.
Send me a picture. I'm good.
Make sure it has good clarity, though. It's not fuzzy, shaky.
No blurry pictures. Yeah.
Nothing shaky. Just something with, on a tripod that we can see for a while.
Oh, that's cool, brother.
Oh, my God.
It's great to hear from you, man. I'm glad everything's getting back to normal, and you're doing good, and I hope everybody in your world's doing great, too.
Yep. So far, so good. Everybody's fine. We're talking about getting together for Mother's Day, so we'll see how that goes.
Awesome. Well, it's great to hear from you.
The kids are all like, we should go boating, and I was like, well, we'll see how that works. I don't know.
Oh, good.
The COVID police might be out. Are you a group larger than 10? Yeah, F you. Go mind your business.
I hear you, brother. Well, it's great to hear from you, man. Take care and give our love to the family and rock on, man.
All right, man. You guys take care, and I'll see you later.
Okay,
right.
see you, buddy. Very cool.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with another article full of creepy weirdness. I think you're going to like it. It's a Brent Swanson article, so it's hard to go wrong. But we'll get into that in just a little bit here. Let me get the loo under my belt, and I'll be back, and we'll be back at it. So don't go away, folks. Just 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes, man. All right, we'll be right back.
Play their games. Everybody loves to place their bets. They don't understand the price I paid. They don't care to comprehend. Trace their lines upon my body, ripping scars across my heart. Raging anger pours inside me as their lies keep falling apart. With my silence, I am not a stupid boy. No more breaking me with kindness, just you dance upon my joy. Leading me with empty promise, you're just another fucking mess. Taking off the slice of my sanity, just make sure that you're well fed.
And I'm back. How you guys doing? Looks like the moon lost its love, didn't it? That's okay. We are just coming back here. So thank you all for your patience as I took care of business there. But when the world moves, you got to move with it. And that works especially true for biological functions. But I hope you guys are enjoying the journey. And again, we took a little break, but we're back at it now. And thank you to all 70 of you that are here. Wow. Part of the journey with us. It's great to see you guys. Thank you so much. And if you're new, please get subscribed. We'd love for you to be
subscribers.
We'd love for you to subscribe and be part of the Paranormal Portal family.
And we love you 9 down thumbs too, yeah.
We got 9 of them?
9. Troll in the portal.
There's a troll in the portal. As long as you know. Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway, we got a lot more to go to here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. What?
I just got a notification the Paranormal Portal's on.
You just got it now?
Well, I don't know. I just picked
or
up
you
my
just
phone.
see it now?
Yeah, I just see it now.
Well, I hope it's still going out there. I should have done another announcement on the YouTube messaging thing too, but
all the important people are here.
Well, everybody that's here is important, of course. We love you guys.
Of course, and some of those that aren't here are also important.
They are,
except for Mr. 9.
Mr. 9, whoever the 9 is. That's one person with 9 accounts, probably, or 2 people. Might be 2.
He's one of 9.
Yeah, exactly.
he's now a Borg.
Oh, no.
One of 9.
One of 9. All right, so we got some more great information here for you guys. And let's see, what do we have left? We were literally at 8:30. Okay, so we got literally a half hour left.
Well, there you go. How you doing? Doing good?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Let's do this.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, so I gotta think here. What do I want to cover? I just think I want to cover Brent Swanson.
Yeah, I think that'll take us to the end.
Well, it will, and his articles are always so incredible. And ladies and gentlemen, the next article in our creature feature that we're covering tonight is an article from Brent Swanson, who is a great friend and amazingly talented writer and what I call a paranormal journalist, because nobody writes like this guy. Nobody researches like this guy. His articles are comprehensive, compelling, and well written, and full of so much information. It's just insane. I've been a fan of his work for a long time, and I've had the pleasure to get to know him a bit through social media now. He's lives in Japan, so it's not like we can get together and have a coffee or something. But I like to feature his work here on the show because I think he's an amazing talent, and I learn something every time.
Yep.
And so tonight's article is coming from the site that he writes for, which is mysteriousuniverse.org. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're into the paranormal, you're into the 40, and you're into the unknown weird stuff, check out mysteriousuniverse.org. If you haven't, you're going to go on an incredible journey of thousands of articles written by incredible writers like Brent Swanson, Nick Redfern, Paul Seaborn, and several others who do amazing work. And you're going to dive into the rabbit hole full speed, because this site is full of information on the topics, and it really is incredible. So just our hats off nod to Mysterious Universe, and that's also a great show of its own podcast. So definitely check them out. The article in question that we're going to be covering now is from Brent Swanson, April 19th, 2021. So it's like brand new. Or pretty new on the new meter. It's pretty new. And that is Gatormen, Raccoon Men, and other accounts of truly bizarre humanoid beasts. And this is crazy. There are so many legends and creatures described out there in different cultures and lore. It's really amazing. And it really kind of shows you that maybe everything is possible. Like there isn't really, this is possible, this isn't possible. Maybe there isn't any barriers, that if it can be thought of, if it can be, if it can exist, it probably does somehow in some way. And that's my takeaway from the paranormal after doing this show for 5 years. This is 5 years, right, Don? For me? 4 for you, 5 for me?
April of 16.
So 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Okay.
5 years for you, 4 for me.
Yep. So this is Gatormen, Raccoon Men, and other accounts of truly bizarre humanoid beasts from Brent Swanson, April 19th. It says, cryptozoology and the world of the weird in general has been populated by all manner of weird and unexplainable entities. Everything from plausibly undiscovered creatures to those sightings that suggest something altogether more mysterious has been reported. And there are so many such reports that it's hard to know even where to begin at times. Yet, among these, there are some really oddball cases that really stand out from the rest. And that is what we're going to look at. What we are here to look at, yeah. Our first oddity here comes from the area of the Redlands, Florida. And there seemed to be a creature roaming about in the wilds that is half human and half alligator. Locally called the Gatorman, it is typically described as being 6 to 7 feet tall, jeez, and somewhat humanoid in form, but with an alligator-like head, ridges along its back, and a long, thick tail. One sighting was made by Chris Kenny and his girlfriend Janie Fairbanks, who had come to a secluded area along the creek in order to make out, but would have the mood ruined quite rudely by something appearing from the night. At around 2 a.m., they claimed that they heard a rustling in the trees, and Kenny would explain of what happened next. I got out my flashlight. I saw a pair of eyes reflecting back. I thought it was a gator, no big deal.
Yeah.
But then we got closer, and the damn thing was standing on 2 legs. There's a monster there. I saw it with my own eyes. The two men left the area as fast. The two then left the area as fast as they could, and have no explanation for what they saw. Another case reported by Bethany Cortez, who was driving home from work that evening along the back road that loops around the Wictalusa swamp. As she made her way along the bumpy road, a large figure dashed out into her headlights, which seemed to have spiny ridges along its back. The creature then apparently looked right at her with an elongated reptilian head and flashed its teeth, before disappearing into the night. The Wictalusa swamp seems to be a hotbed of sightings of the Gatorman, and one woman who lives right at its edge claims to have seen the creature on many occasions. A Wendy Bannon and her family have been living in the swamp's edge for years and claim they actually feed the Gatorman with chickens, beef ribs, grilled vegetables, and a load of fresh baked bread.
Wow.
She says when he's fed, he's happy, and he leaves us alone. It's when people when people disrespect him and go into his home that people get hurt. Ooh, they get hurt.
Wow.
That's kind of a rendition there. That's got to be terrifying. Jeez. What could the Gatorman possibly be? Who knows? Just about as weird as an alligator man are reports of what can only be described as deer men.
Oh my.
Yeah, we've covered a little bit of those here, which appear to be standing upright with antlered heads, a human torso and legs, which are variously described as human-like or hooved, like those of a deer. Reports of entities like this have come in from a variety of locales in both the U.S. and Canada. One report from the National Cryptid Society comes from a witness only known as Danielle in Cousada, Alberta, in Canada. And she said she was driving along a forest road around 10:30 p.m. when she had her encounter, of which she says, I was coming to a stop sign and I saw a car stopped unusually far away from the stop sign. I was coming to a stop behind it and saw a deer-like creature that was standing on its back legs. It was gray with smooth skin. Its ribs showed. Its head was a skull. See, that's got to be a Wendigo. It had short antlers. Its arms were bent in an unusual way, opposite of how a deer bend the front legs. It went down on all fours and made its way to the wood line. It didn't have the normal gait of that any animal has. The two front legs moved at the same time, bringing the back legs forward, in the same way you would use crutches. It made its way to the woods and looked back once, and then he was gone. I looked forward, and the other car had gone. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Get out now. That's not something you want to see ever. The region of Alberta seems to be quite the haunt for those creatures, and has produced many similar reports. In one peculiar report from the site, the Deermen of Central Alberta, we have witnessed near the small village of Donalda in Central Alberta. The witness was allegedly driving along down a remote rural road called Range Road 174 and says he'd gotten lost. He pulled over to the side of the road to get his bearings straight, and that's when up ahead he noticed something very frightening indeed. He describes the creature he saw as half man, half deer on all fours, standing perfectly still. As he looked on, the bizarre beast then stood up to its full height, standing around 7 feet tall, and began to walk on 2 legs towards the car. Oh my God, that'd be terrifying. Which was when the witness could detect an odoriferous stench permeating the air. The creature supposedly had skittish movements. It snorted as it made its way towards the terrified witness. The creature apparently approached to within feet of the car, after which the witness sped away and looked back to see it go back down onto all fours and slink away into the wilderness. Yeah, that's horrifying. That's the stuff of nightmares. Another report from the same site comes from a husband and wife who had been driving at night in the vicinity of the town of Mirror, located in Lacombe County, central Alberta. It was a spring morning, and a thick fog had enveloped the road at the time, forcing the witness to slow their vehicle down to a crawl. It was then that they would have a brush with something from beyond our understanding. And the report adds, while they drove slowly through the fog, they both claimed that they saw something moving in and out of the fog with such great speed that it couldn't have been a man. While they continued to drive, they could swear it looked like a deer, but it was too large to be a deer. Not wanting to scare the unknown or the known skittish animal, the husband slowed to a stop and waited for a moment or two in the hopes of having it run away, in hopes of not hitting it. Slowly, the husband began driving again and was forced to slam on the brakes, as standing just a few feet in front of them was the deer man. It stood perfectly still and slowly stood up on its hind legs and said to have towered over the car. Without a second thought, the husband slammed on the horn and stepped on the gas, and the fear took over him. And he didn't want to have his life end if that was in the cards or not. He didn't want to find out and was protecting the life of his wife. Just before his car was to make contact with the deer man, it bolted into the fields covered by a thick fog. The couple had no idea what they saw and didn't stop until they reached their driveway.
Wow.
Yeah, no doubt. Yet another very strange deer man sighting was made recently as 2012 in the Wichita Mountains of Oklahoma. In this account, a Kyle Haying claims that he was out in the Wichita Mountains National Wildlife Refuge. Palette must flex. In order to take photographs of the night sky, there with a friend. On this evening at around 10 p.m., the usual sounds of the forest suddenly became muted, and the local wildlife started to display some decidedly bizarre and uncharacteristic behavior. First, some elk came running by, and then a herd of bison, which all came uncomfortably close before hurrying off, and it seemed almost as if these animals were trying to get away from something scaring them out in the dark forest beyond. This was enough to spook the men into packing up their stuff and calling it a night, and as they did, they allegedly felt a strange change in air pressure, and all the sounds of the woods just stopped, to send a profound silence crashing down upon them. The two unsettled men then heard something rustling about in some tall grass nearby, jarring in the otherwise void of silence that had blanketed the area, and it seemed like whatever it was coming towards them. He claims that he and his friends had packed some rifles they had with them, wary of what was apparently approaching. They started the car and began to drive off when they saw something step out in front of the vehicle that they had never forget. A creature which the witness describes as having a head like an elk, but stood upright on 2 human legs, and which had 2 human arms and dark red eyes. As they passed it, the nightmarish creature lurched forward to hit the car, and Haying floored it away as fast as the vehicle would go, until they were about 3 miles away, where they stopped their flight to regain their wits. Haying would say of what happened next thus: "We were scared completely." That's my version of it. Things got even quieter when we stayed there. While there we heard one piercing screech or scream, almost hitting a screech of some sort, that made my hair stand on end and gave me goosebumps. Even worse, with that, we left the mountains completely, and we felt as though we were not wanted there that night. The way the wildlife acted, the figure that we came across, that animals had to have ran from, And then the scream, of which I can only find references to, happens to be the banshee. I cannot forget the figure that we saw, as well as the scream. It was not human, but it was not any of the wildlife I'm familiar with from out there. Reports like this are seemingly absurd, so seemingly absurd that it's hard to even know what to make of them. What could possibly account for a deer man? Pushing out even further into the bizarre, we have an anomalous report from the National Cryptid Society of what is called a raccoon man.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of a raccoon man, Doug?
No,
Me either. This is the first. So
Yep, here we go.
I was today old when I heard of raccoon men, folks. Seriously, the unnamed witness was allegedly out in the rural area of Sugar Creek, Missouri, on his way to work as a high school teacher in the early hours of the morning, when he had his outlandish experience of what he says. I took this back road alleyway behind the house since it was a shortcut, and I love the scenery there. It was around 6 a.m, so it was still kind of dark. The way the alley is that it's a tiny single lane with trees around it, and I was headed west towards the community garden. I heard some chittering sounds, so I assume it was a bird or something. I then heard a trash can fall over. Just the neighbor's dog rummaging through the trash, I thought. I saw something behind a tree, and it looked like it was trying to hide from me. It chittered at me and made a mad dash across the pavement into the other trees. And I didn't see much of it, but it was at least 6 feet tall and had black stripes on its body. It stood upright and had 4-fingered hands and was bow-legged. It managed to scratch the strap of my satchel, and it ran when it ran, and the claw marks looked more precise, not rugged. I don't know if it tried to attack me or if it was scared of me and brushed the strap on accident when it ran away. I tried telling my buddy about it, but he was sarcastic about it, so I assumed no one else would believe me. I only found out about this website today, so I figured I'd share my experience with the raccoon man, as I dubbed him.
Weird.
That is weird. What in the world is going on here? Perhaps even more mind-boggling than anything else mentioned here so far is yet another report from the National Cryptid Society, which is really hard to categorize. The witness claims that these events gravitated towards the woods near where she grew up in Beckley, West Virginia, beginning at around 2000 and starting when her brother came home crying because he claimed to have seen an entity that was black with yellow eyes, taller than our dad, who's 6'4", and was smiling at him with sharp teeth. At first, they thought he had just seen a bear until the witness was out there with her friends in the same woods near his house when he saw it for himself. She says, my friend left me behind and headed down the hill to a small clearing while I remained by some chestnut trees, and I sat there for a few minutes singing quietly to myself to calm my nerves. When I looked over at the nearby brush and noticed a crouched black form with 4 yellow eyes staring back at me. I scrambled to my feet and called for my friend, who ran my way from her position in the clearing. She slipped on some mud and fell right in front of the creature, distracting it for only a second before its eyes returned to me. I pointed at the eyes and asked her if she was seeing what I saw, not believing my own eyes. She confirmed that she did, and like a fool, I reached down for a fallen tree branch and took a step towards the thing. It roared at us unlike any other thing I've ever heard in my life. Wow. We turned tail and ran as fast as we could back to my house and didn't dare to see if it had followed. We returned the next day to find gashes in some of the surrounding trees, like huge claws had torn into them, but there was no other sign of the thing that we had seen.
I have 4 eyes.
Right. Afterwards, the entire experience felt like a hazy nightmare for both of us. And so, fool teenagers that we were, we continued to venture out after dark whenever my friend came to visit, hoping for another glimpse of the creature. We told no one of our first encounter for fear of being written off as my younger brother had been. I avoided telling my brother especially because I didn't want to scare him or make him think that I was teasing him. We spotted it several more times after that over some years, usually from far away. We tried keeping a safe distance from the woods after that first time, and there were many times, I swear, I could feel its presence outside after dark, usually when the weather was warm. It always lurked in the shadows, always just out of reach of any light, noticeable only by those yellow eyes. It was quite large from what I could always tell. It was definitely significantly taller than my father, so maybe close to 6'8". Wow. The witness says that she felt that it was following her around, not always visible, but its presence somehow felt, always out in the trees, obscured by shadows. Sometimes only its yellow eyes seen glaring at her from the gloom. This would continue until she moved away, but according to her family, the thing still lurks around the property to this day, often joined by other unexplainable phenomena. The witness says of recent events in 2019, both my brothers say they've started hearing roars and screams in the night coming from the woods. The one that first saw the thing all those years ago swears that it's the creature. Our younger brother claims to have seen it recently, in February 2019, but given my experience, it is odd for it to be around this time of year. This past month, though, both my brothers have told me that there have been some strange things happening again back home. They have seen strange lights outside in the woods, and the youngest one says he heard screeching coming from the area of the woods where I most often saw the creature. And there's a bit of a sketch of it. Yeah, 4 eyes.
Wow.
Okay. Oddly, there's another report from an independent witness called Laura C. in the same area who also claims to have seen the creature. And those reports, and whose report seems to suggest something rather supernatural at work, she says. I've seen the Beckley beast before. I only told my mother, and she said I was crazy, but I was at least 6 feet tall, body of a black bear on its back legs, vampire teeth in its mouth all around, 4 glowing bright yellow eyes, and extremely razor-sharp claws. I was in the woods in my backyard exploring like a child normally does, and he chased me out to the end of the woods. I've seen it follow me wherever I had moved to since at least once a year. It comes to me in my nightmares while I'm asleep, and I've woken up with unexplainable scars and scratches and bruising, and it has come very close to catching me in my dreams. It feeds off of fear. So what do you make of all this? Is there anything to such reports at all? Are these just urban legends and spectacular tall tales? Sorry. If any of this is real, then how does it fit into our reality as we know it? It doesn't seem as if any of these entities could really seriously be biological entities. So what would we be dealing with here? Demons, ghosts, interdimensional interlopers, or what? Such cases are truly bizarre enough that they occupy their own special realm upon the world of the weird and rank among those reports in which we have no choice but to just wonder and speculate with no real answers foreseeable in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Wow.
Man.
That was kind of a ride right there.
That was. Those are some epic stories. And again, that's why I love his stories. He's so dialed in on this stuff. Yeah. It's pretty incredible, folks. Wow. But that's the journey, I know. I don't know, man.
Raccoon Man, I still can't get over that one.
I'm actually, though that one's weird, but there was the one that kind of really freaks me out and makes me pause is the Alligator Man.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, again, we think of Dogman and we think of Anubis and we think of all these ancient representations. Well, the ancient Egyptians actually had an Alligator Man as one of their pantheon as well.
Right.
And so that's what makes me wonder. It's like, wow, maybe there is a lot more going on here. Maybe, and I'd never thought about that, but Alligator Man is a new one for me as well.
Look to your left. Look
to my left?
Yeah, down.
Huh?
The screen.
Oh, there's a call. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I better get to the call. You could just say there's a call.
There's a call.
I'm like, what is there, a disembodied head next to me? What's going on, Don?
No, I wouldn't be in the room.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks, buddy. All right, let's get to the call here. And this is area code 228. You're on the air.
Well, good evening. How are you?
The
good. Number's working just fine tonight.
It is. Works good every night, usually, unless we have problems. But generally tonight it's working. How you doing?
Great stories tonight, Brent. And hello, Don. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
I've been aloof.
I do sabbaticals.
I'm watching the most beautiful full moon rise, guys.
Ooh, it's a pretty one, huh? I haven't been outside yet, so.
Oh yeah, it's just coming above the tree line here in South Mississippi. And hi, this is Hazel, aka Pearls.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to everyone in the YouTube chat tonight. They're having a blast. MCAT started something down on there. I'm telling on him, Brent. He's really got some musical things going on in chat tonight.
Awesome.
But we're having a kick in chat and just really great stories tonight. Really enjoying it, guys.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're having a good time. Just curating some fun here on the portal as much as we can.
Well, you're doing a great job as usual, as always. And what have you been doing lately? Where'd you go for that week off? What'd you do for fun?
Everybody's got to breathe every now and then, Hazel.
I had to take a step back and just catch my breath, really. I mean, honestly, it's just things have just gotten so far out of whack, and I was like, nope, I gotta start putting some focus in my life, and I gotta catch up, and so that's what I was doing. And I'm still not really caught up, but I'm catching up. It's a work in progress.
Well, restructuring and turning a new leaf is healthy. Going through that myself, and spring is in the air, and I've been, you seen anything unusual, lately of your own encounters? Tell me.
Yeah. Well, if I have, I would love to share them, but yeah, everything's just been,
It's been kind of quiet.
It's really been quiet. I've really, in a lot of ways I've unplugged and just focused on, life is many faceted, and there's all these areas of our lives, and that's what this break was for me. It was, some of it was show related, some of it was just personal, just getting on top of my own piles and dealing with that. So, yeah.
Well, that's really good. That's good for you.
Yeah.
Don,
thanks.
how have you been?
Oh, I've been pretty typical, just doing my thing.
I'm so typical.
I've just been, like Brent, I've just been getting behind on things, and I've gotten a few things done. Like last summer, I didn't get anything done. I didn't do anything last summer. It was horrible. Last year was just horrible.
It was, and we were all locked in our homes and still didn't get anything done.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, go figure.
Well, yeah, we can't erase it,
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's good to hear from you.
Some of last year, I think we'd all like to erase.
Yeah, or at least have a do-over with more of a actual year. But yeah, crazy.
And we'd like to bypass some of this year too.
Well, it seems everybody seems to be on the trajectory back to normal, which is encouraging. I think that it's definitely time, and people need to reclaim their lives. Unfortunately, we can't live in our own little pockets and for long. So
Right.
I'm just glad things are coming back to normal, and people are getting out and re-experiencing the world. And maybe that'll be a good change. Maybe people have more of a reverence and appreciation for the little things.
That's it. Clear the mind. Get outside. You got that right.
Amen. But it's great to hear from you. Thank you for calling in.
All right, and someone down in chat's been trying to reach you, but they couldn't hear your voice talking, and said they were on hold. And so maybe by them posting the phone number again, they'll get a hold of you soon.
Yeah, that was Trish. I guess she's been trying to call, but I don't know what's going on. Well, she hasn't been. Only MCAT and Hazel have come through.
Oh, okay.
And Ethan, of course, earlier, but haven't seen Trish pop in there yet. So apologies. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't realize that was
It
going
was great to hear from MCAT, too. Hadn't heard from him in a while. I haven't been around. I've been a little aloof.
Well,
God bless you all, and love to all. And
thank you, Hazel.
just good to check in with y'all every now and then. And thanks for the opportunity to do that.
Of course. It's great to hear from you, and our love to you and yours. And thank you for calling in and being part of the journey.
All right. Night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know I don't know what's going on with Trish. I guess she's been trying to call in and was on hold, but I just don't know what's going on.
But it didn't show up over here, huh?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
That's weird. I wonder if she was here in the show, because she's on hold.
She was, yeah. Because if you're on hold, you should hear this.
Yeah, you should hear the broadcast through the phone. So I don't know. That's very strange. I am sorry that we missed that for somehow or some way. If we missed it, my sincere apologies. Of course, we would never ignore a call. So I hope you'll try again. If not tonight, then another night, because we'd love to hear from you.
Hey, I see 79 likes and 77 watching.
I got 78 watching.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Give us
go.
some love. Thank you all for being a part of our journey tonight. Don, anything in the final stretch here?
No, thanks for being patiently waiting for us.
Yeah.
It's like stalking the butler. But anyhow, we're back. We should be good. We took some breaths and the brohams are back.
Oh, there's a call. There's a call right there.
Oh, okay.
Is this it?
That's probably her. Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a shot. We got to give her a chance here. This is area code 870. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Well, I've been wondering. I've been on hold. That was the awfulest music I have ever heard.
Oh.
What?
But I'm here now. I had the wrong number.
Oh, that explains the awful music.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, that's my music. No, I didn't write the other people's hold music. That's theirs. So I'm glad you found your way to us. What's going on? What's going on tonight?
Well, yeah, I was talking about the Bigfoot sighting in Arkansas. See, that's my stomping ground. So I've seen Bigfoot twice here.
Oh, wow. Would love to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, you want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it for sure.
Okay. Well, the first time I saw one was way back. It's back right after the movie came out over there in Falk, Arkansas.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And I was coming in from work. I worked a late night shift, and I was coming in, and on the way in, it was real late, and it was dark. I mean, really dark.
Could you
driving down the dark.
Are you there?
Huh?
Could you turn down your computer volume or wherever you're listening to the show? Because there's like an echo coming back into the.
Okay. How's that?
So far so good.
Much
Yeah,
better.
that sounds perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Well, anyway, it was really dark, and so I was driving down the road, and it was a little 2-lane road, out in the country, and you're not gonna meet no cars or nothing that late at night.
Okay.
Well, there was something in the road ahead of me, and so I kept coming, and I kept thinking, well, maybe the neighbor's cow had got out, and I got closer, and I started slowing down because it wasn't moving, and it was standing in my lane.
Oh, geez.
Well, I kept getting closer, and it still wasn't moving. And I got right up to it and stopped, and I thought that was a guy in a monkey suit.
Oh, really?
I really did. Yeah, because, the hair, he was covered with hair, except the bottom of his hands, and his face didn't have any hair on it, and it looked like a human face.
Really?
And it's just, it put its hand on my car, which by that time, I done got scared. I'm locking doors. and it just went on out in the ditch and walked off. It was a dark reddish brown. And well, back then, you didn't tell anybody you seen the boogeyman because they wouldn't gonna believe you anyway. So, so I kind of kept it quiet for a long time there. And then, of course, the movie got popular. And, and I told me I'd seen something like that and let it go like that. But the next time was really strange.
Okay.
Where I live at now, okay, I don't live far from town, which is a little one-horse town that I live in, but I don't live far from town. And I was coming in from church on a Wednesday night, and I was coming in the straightaway, and there was a hilltop in front of the car, down the roadways. And so there's a night light that sits right at the top of the hilltop on the road, and you drop down down the hill, and you'll turn onto my road to go home. And we driving down through there, got about halfway down that little road to the hill, and out of the ditch came this big, hairy, black object.
Wow.
It was walking. It was huge. It walked across the road in 2 strides.
Oof.
And I mean to tell you, this thing was huge. From the place it started going across the road to the top of the hill, I would say this thing had to be at least 10 foot tall.
Wow. Oh, my God.
It was that big. Okay, and so, we slowed down. The whole car was full, of the family, and I was all seeing it, and we slowed down. We didn't see it when it was coming by that area. Well, we come on home, which wasn't far from there, and so we were sitting outside talking about it. And about that time, across a railroad track that goes near my property, the biggest, loudest scream you ever heard let out. It was a Bigfoot scream.
Sure.
I never will forget it. I don't want to hear it again. But that thing was so loud that it actually felt like it was jarring the windows of the house.
Wow.
And so I told the kids, I said, you guys shall get inside. We don't need to be out here. Now, that happened back in 2000.
Wow.
When
That's amazing.
But since then, it was scary. I mean, really scary to think right here where I live, these things are around.
Sure.
And then lately with the horses, I've been having horses that's been having their hair braided.
Uh-oh.
And they they get braided, and I've had one come up with marks on it, and I had, don't know how it got there because Bigfoot's not supposed to have claws.
Right.
And I haven't seen no bears around in our area, so it kind of makes you wonder. But we had to get it tended to. It had claw marks from the top of its back all the way down one hip. Wow. But she had just got through having a baby, so I figured that whatever it was coming in there because of, smelling that little one being born.
Sure. Wow. Yeah. That's
But
incredible.
those are some spooky things going on out there.
Yeah, that's really intense.
That is crazy.
Now, I got the first time you didn't really mention when it was standing right in front of your car. How big did it look? Did it look larger than normal person, or was it just person size? When you saw it, you thought it was a guy in a monkey suit.
Well, it didn't look that big. It looked. Okay. I would say, I'm not that big. I'm tiny. I'm about 5'5", and so to say, I would say maybe 6, 7 foot at that.
Oh, okay.
I would say 7. I would say it was probably a youngster.
Yeah.
Knowing how big that they do get now. Yeah. But the way it looked at me is like, huh. I don't care. Go. That thing was scary. Wow. But, I mean, it looks just like a human in the face. I did see these pictures of people that have had them drawn up. Yeah. They show all this stuff on there. But this one didn't have hair on its face. And its face looked like it was weathered.
Sure.
You know how you take, and I always said leather, but you know how you take and you see these mountain men and how their faces look.
Sure.
They just look kind of light wrinkles all over, just,
yep.
Could tell that they had been out in the elements. Mm-hmm. But there was no hair there.
Wow. Maybe that's...
And the eyes light colored.
Okay. Now, maybe that is a reflection of its age, like you say. Maybe they don't get that full hairy thing cooking until, they're in maturity, and this one maybe wasn't there.
Yeah. It had a long forehead.
Did it?
Its forehead was long.
Okay. And it was all black.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But it's like these guys you see that have a receding hairline and it goes back.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Yep.
What about
That's what it looks like.
Was the skin on the face a black color as well?
No.
Okay.
The skin of it was not.
Okay.
It was a tan color.
Like what color?
It was it was tan. You know,
Okay.
it wasn't pink. It wasn't white.
Okay.
It wasn't dark. You know,
Sure.
it was tan,
Okay.
and the hands, you know, about the same.
Wow.
You know, it just, it wasn't a dark tan. It was a light tan.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, that was really strange because where it was located at and it came out from was, you know, here they have a lot of farmers that raise cows and stuff. And then I'm really assuming that there was some more of them out in the woods there besides where it was crossing because it was coming out of the pasture, you know.
Right.
And I often wondered if maybe those people had any cows go missing, you know, or calves.
Right.
But I never asked because they might think I got out there and got one of them.
Wow, that's incredible. That's really cool. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing those stories. That's awesome.
You're welcome, and I love your show.
Oh.
And I love hearing you read.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. That's great to hear you. And I appreciate the praise. Hopefully you'll continue to love it.
Oh, I plan on watching you guys. Y'all are the best.
Thank you.
Well, thanks again. And we really appreciate you calling in tonight. And have a wonderful night.
You too.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Good night.
Bye. Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Top the night off with a couple of first-hand Bigfoot encounters, folks. You can't do much better than that.
I'm loving it.
Oh, there you go.
You can do a whole lot better than that, though.
Well, you can.
Yeah, you know, it's always nice to hear, it's them telling. I mean, how many times have you heard that, somebody actually say that, yeah, I didn't see any hair on their face.
That's a rare one.
And that it looked like weathered skin,
Yep.
So that's interesting, yeah.
That really is, yeah. Very cool.
Wow.
Well, I think, folks, that is the journey for tonight.
It is, yeah.
Don, anything in closing?
Teespring.
Check out Teespring
Teespring.
for the Paranormal Portal gear. The link is in the description. Check it out, and maybe you'll find something you love.
You know what? Let me check something. Let me check to see if there might be a promo code. Do you think there might be a promo code?
I think it's a possibility.
I mean, Mother's Day is coming up, right?
A Mother's Day is coming up.
Oh, I might need to check. So let's see. Teespring, but it's been kind of weird on my computer lately. So let me see what I can do. And of course my computer,
it's catching up.
Kind of froze today.
Oh well.
But I think we might be able to get one done up, or see if there's one there. Oh geez, it's gonna make me do I'm Not a Robot. So that's gonna be the end of the show tonight, folks.
All right, we'll get with it, and if a code becomes available, I'll be sure to put it up so you guys can take advantage of that. Check our social media. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Paranormal Portal Radio. Follow the fans group, facebook.com/Paranormal Portal Fans, and you can get involved over there. Great discussions on both sites, and I guess we'll be back. Keep coming back live on YouTube, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on YouTube. We do live streams, so you can catch more shows every Wednesday through Sunday night. So hope you will come back over and over and tell your friends, spread the love, and we'll be here doing the best we can to keep you entertained. So
you know what? I'm just going to do one. I've got it open. I can do it. So what is tonight's promo code? What shall it be, Brent?
Mommy.
Mommy?
I don't know. I don't know. You said it's some kind of a Mother's Day thing, so I was cooking.
Yeah. Okay.
Mom's Rock.
Spooky Mom.
Spooky Mom. Spooky Mom.
Spooky Mom.
All small, capital, doesn't matter.
You know what? I'm going to make it small.
Yeah, make it small.
So Spooky Mom tonight, and let's see, discount will be what? 15%?
Okay, there it goes.
Okay, 15%. And this will expire on, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Wouldn't that makes sense? Now, that's like the 9th, I think. It's a week from, the 9th. So, there it is. It is good. It's Spooky Mom, SPOOKYMOM, Spooky Mom, for a 15% discount on all paranormal gear at teespring.com/store/paranormal-portal.
That's us. All right, folks.
There you
That's
go.
all we got. And in closing, all I can tell you is we missed you guys.
We did.
And it's great to be back in the saddle and to be doing the shows again. So
It's like
thank you all.
barbecuing with friends.
It is, except without the food.
Without the
which wish we should have next time
Okay.
from Don's Grill. That's all ready to go.
Did I just get voluntold?
Voluntold, yeah. All right, folks. Love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. And we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night. Don, you'll be back Friday or Saturday. We're not quite sure yet, but we'll just keep watching. You never know.
There you go.
There it is. All right, guys. Love you all. And sweet dreams.
Good night.
Cue the credits.